Want to talk to you.
Hey, you got some beefs.
Hit him up! Move him out!
We want to know what's bothering you in the world of sports. Give Murph a call at 312-644-6767. That's 312-644-6767. And tell him what's beefing you in the world of sports. What's Your Beef is brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.
Man, sounds good to me. Browns, lunchtime beefs. The great new gourmet chicken sandwiches. What's your beef? Let's get to the phone lines. I want to hear your sports beefs. 312-644-6767. As usual, no empty lines right now. When someone hangs up, dial quickly. We'll get you in. We'll get you out. Let's go to Paul from Libertyville is going to start us off. Is that you, Paul?
Yes, it is, Murph.
Hey, man. What's your beef?
You know, my beef is with Major League Baseball, allowing a should-be, well, I should say, the All-Star, I'm a little nervous. The All-Star
all right,
game,
so am I. Take your time. Don't worry.
The All-Star game, changing who gets home field advantage for the World Series. I think it's ridiculous.
Why do you think it's a great point? And we're going to talk about it later. Paul from Liberty, why is it ridiculous? Why has it got you beefing?
Because it's been an exhibition game for so many years. Keep it that way. You know, the team with the best record in either league should have home field advantage.
Let me ask you this, Paul. Everything you say, I agree with you up and down, four square, 100%. Why should if indeed Bud Selig now decided a few years ago that this game, counts, quote unquote, it counts, why then does every team, why do the Washington Nationals, why do the Pirates, why does every team have to have a representative if indeed you're trying to build the best team?
That is a good question. I can't answer that.
Because there's no answer.
Thank you.
Hey, I like your angle. Hang on, you're going to go visit my friends at Browns, okay, Paul?
Thanks, Murph.
Sure, hang on, buddy. Hook up, Paulie. Send them on over to Browns. It tastes better. Let's go to Jay from Roselle. Hello, Jay.
Hi, Murph. A long time since I talked to you. I hope you make it out to my neck of the woods again.
Oh, I love Roselle.
Alexian Field, when I met you a couple years ago.
Absolutely.
My beef is with statistics that are flashed on the screen. We love our statistics, as we know, with John Dewan. And it started about 13 years ago, right after the strike in 94. You get the statistics for the batter. Sometimes it's twofold. Sometimes they do it after the first pitch or the second pitch, but what they do is and all the networks are guilty of it, they cut to the dugout camera that shows the face of the batter, and they've got used to be just average home runs batted in, but now you got on-base percentage.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then as the game goes on, they've got the history of what he did. He doubled, he singled. But what they do is they flash those statistics up for about a fifth of a second, and they're so small you can't read them. And I'm getting up there in age, and even with my glasses, I get about one-third of the way through.
Yeah.
And it's the same way with the pitchers, because what they do is they usually have some kind of advertisement that goes on before that, and then they put all the statistics for the pitcher up there for about a second, and you can't even digest any of it. So you end up with...
what would you advocate? What would you like to see, Jay and Roselle?
Well, I like to see the way they used to do it back in the day, like when WGN first started doing it.
Keep it up the whole time, but in the corner, maybe.
Well, no, I'd like to see it a little bit larger, and what I like to see is...
Hey, can you sit closer to the TV?
Not that, but as the batter's walking up to the batter's box, put the statistics up then instead of some kind of advertising for whatever it is. I know it's probably a money thing, but that's where the statistics should be, before the batter gets up there and takes the first pitch, not after the first or second pitch.
Well,
for half a second.
Hopefully our Comcast, Channel 9, all the directors, the producers are listening right now, and they will take a little heed there from Jay and Roselle. Hey, Jay, thanks, buddy.
All right, thanks,
Good beef. Appreciate it very much. Let's go to, I wouldn't try to be mean when I told him to sit closer to the TV. Let's go next to, sit closer to the radio.
Yeah.
Bob said, hey, Bob, McHenry is now on the score with Murph. Hello, Roberto.
Hey, Murph, it's the old curmudgeon calling back.
Oh, you know, I'm number one with curmudgeons, I understand, across the city here.
Anyway,
what's your beef?
My beef, I was telling Matt, and he agreed. When I hear people, be they calling into the show or people I hear talking every day, referring to the Cubs or to the White Sox as, well, when they're talking about changes, we need to do this. And we need to do that. Nothing drives me crazy. Being an ex-athlete drives me like, hey, what are we going to do this weekend, Bob?
Well, you know, it's funny you should mention that. I was listening to the White Sox. Maybe this is something you heard, or maybe not, Bob and McHenry. During a Sox game here on the score, recently I heard Steve Stone, maybe it's, say it's the seventh inning or whatever, he goes, well, we have to get a couple runs. They're down 2, let's say. We need and then he changed, but then he said, well, we need a couple, the Sox need a couple runs.
There you go.
So I go, well, that's interesting. Stoney's got the we going.
Hey, Murph, real quick, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I called in being worried about somebody getting hit, like little kids being hit in the stands.
Sure.
How about what happened last week with that little 7-year-old? Getting hit in the skull.
You know what? I don't have an answer for it.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You're bringing little babies out there. This is a 7-year-old kid who ends up in intensive care with a fractured skull.
Well, you know what? It's dangerous to be in the first 10, 20 rows and line drives even farther back down the line. The broken bats really scares me because that's even harder to move or jockey away from it, and that's coming at you. It's tough. I don't know that I want netting like the NHL has done behind the nets, all the way around. But I really don't know the answer other than, hey, if you get good seats and you're bringing a young kid, maybe you go to the local legal broker and say, I'd like to exchange these for something a little farther back, because it's not a good idea, really, for any young fan. In fact, it's dangerous for any fan.
Exactly.
To be honest with you. Hey, Bob, I got to take a few more.
All right, pal.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it very, very. Thank you. Good to hear from you. Let me tell you something. Browns and beefs, all you think about is lunchtime, right? Lunchtime, beefs and browns. Check this out. Besides the Italian beefs, the Italian sausage, you put them together, you call it a combo, right? Just like Frank Portillo. The new gourmet chicken sandwiches at Browns are unbelievable. This is what they have now. Bacon and chicken. Is there a guy out there that doesn't love bacon and chicken, huh? Here's what you got. You got the Chipotle Bacon Club. You got the Fiesta Bacon Spicy with the cheese, the Conquezo, and the Bacon Mushroom Swiss with the Honey Dijon. Let me tell you, chicken and bacon, the gourmet chicken sandwiches at Brown's, unbelievable. Ronnie's in Wheaton. Hello, Ronnie.
How you doing, Murph?
Good, man. What's your beef?
My beef is with pro players who cause a big hoopla. I'm going to retire this year. This is my last year, and they changed their mind. Yeah, well, you know what? We all know you're talking about one right now, Brett Favre. Was it orchestrated by his agent? Did they want to get released? Does he want to play for a different team? Did the Packers want him to go bye-bye? You know what? This thing's getting very intriguing. All I know is I usually agree with you, and I want to agree with you. I'm not sure we know all the details on this particular one. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Let's take a break, catch up on a few things. Got Fred Hubner next with an update. But right now, you gotta see Jack.com.
My true love will be waiting. Today on Air Your Beef.
Welcome back. Second round of phone calls. Mike Murphy till 2. It's What's Your Beef? Brought to you by my friends at Brown's. It tastes better. The chicken, the sandwiches, the catering, lunchtime. How about, well, my favorite, Maxwell Street Polish. I drive in right now to one of those 50 Brown's locations. Maybe also an Italian beef. Maybe a combo where you throw the Italian sausage in there also. Hey, there's Superfan Dan out in the hallway, our super salesman. Yep, there's a big spot on his tie. Bloop, the meatball fell right off, one of the 4, off the meatball sandwich, right on the expensive silk tie. Let's go next to What's Your Beef is Edward from Warrenville. Hello, Edward.
Hi, Murph. How are you?
Fine. What's your beef?
My beef is with those who call the All-Star game the halfway point of the season.
Ah, interesting.
Baltimore has played 93 games, which is the lowest.
Yeah.
Boston's played 97, which is the highest. Most of the teams are around 95, so no matter how you look at it, we're way past the halfway point.
Well, it's called the Midsummer Classic. Maybe that confuses. You're exactly right. Maybe that confuses some people. We at the 81 game mark here on the Murph Show, Edward, we doubled up the numbers, and that was about a week and a half ago. You're exactly right.
Right.
So it's not the halfway point at all. But maybe if someone's just casual, they go, well, it's the middle of the year, but it's not at all, is it?
Right. Thanks a lot, Murph.
All right, Edward. Oh, I like Edward from Warrenville. Let's get this right. It's like when Farmio. Well, the game starts at 7:11, but 7:12. It was 1 minute late. 312-644-6767. What's your beef? Hey, we got a lot to cover between 1 o'clock until 2 o'clock. It'll be guest-free phones. We'll let Jesse jump in for a minute, though. If you had a busy signal before, dial quickly. Get you in, we'll get you out. Let's go to Northside Fro Dog on the score. Hello, Doggy.
Hey, Murph, how you doing?
I'm fine. What's your beef, Fro Dog?
I got a beef with baseball players, or not just baseball players, sports players who sit there and laugh when their team is losing. Example. For the Bulls, when they were getting their butts kicked by Orlando, Joe Smith, Ben Wall sitting there laughing. And I saw the same thing Sunday. Ray Durham hits a 2-run single, and all of a sudden they put the camera on first base. Stigley's sitting there giggling with Ray Durham over there. You're down 3-0.
Maybe they were talking about what they're going to do on their off day. What are you going to do on the All-Star break, Ray Durham? I know you're not going to the All-Star game. I agree with you 100%. And you know what? It's no one's fault other than the commissioner of baseball or all these sports when the fraternization. I understand in the dugout, that's the manager's job is to patrol and police those guys. But when it's right there, first base talking to the enemy, that's the commissioner. They used to have rules. And you know what? It doesn't look right. Now with the gambling scandal in the NBA, you know what? These commissioners, they ought to be very, very careful about having ball players looking like their buddy out there. You know what I mean, Fro Dog?
Oh, absolutely. And if I was Lou Piniella, I would have just pulled him right there and sat him.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you, Fro Dog. Hey, entertain your best clients with golf. With the celebrities at the 2008 Tom Dreesen Celebrity Invitational at the Bolingbrook Golf Club. Give them a call, 630-771-9400, or go to bolingbrookgolfclub.com. So many beefs, so little time. Let's go next to the mailman, CeeLo in Northbrook. Hey, mailman.
Hey, what's up, Murph?
Hey,
my beef is with MLB. I believe you were the first ones to bring up the whole safety thing with the maple bats earlier in the season. Well, here's another accident waiting to happen. How about all those kids that are out there in the outfield during the home run derby that are like about 7, 8 years old, and you got these monsters crushing balls, line drives about 150 miles an hour.
You're right. It's ridiculous.
There was about 3 or 4 times where a ball was just blazed into this group of kids, and luckily it didn't hit one of them.
You got these big meatheads swinging God knows what kind of juiced-up bats at certainly juiced-up baseballs, and you got a 7-year-old kid out there. Sure, Daddy's an ad executive. His daddy works for the Yankees or whatever, got him to run. I'm not trying to begrudge a father getting his son or daughter a little perk. Maybe the father ought to be thinking twice about letting his 7-year-old, 10-year-old kid run around out there with those missiles flying, right?
Exactly.
Oh, I like it. Hey, mailman, go visit my friends at Brown's, okay? Hey, check out the new gourmet sandwiches. The chicken gourmet, unbelievable. It's new at Brown's. The Chipotle Bacon Club. How about the Fiesta Bacon with cheese, spicy? Or the Bacon Mushroom Swiss? All I know is this. There's not a guy out there that doesn't love bacon on the chicken at Brown's. It tastes better. Let's go next to, hey, Trucker Bill is on the Bishop Ford. Hello, Bill.
How you doing, Murph?
Hey, Trucker Fine. What's your beef?
Well, you know what? I don't know if this really qualifies as a beef, but it's more of a pet peeve of mine.
Oh, let's call it a beef. Otherwise, I got to have the pet peeve segment.
You got it. All right. Well, my problem is whenever you have a sports person, whatever sport it may be, why? I understand from what your producer just told me, it's a sponsorship deal, but like, let's say, for instance, you have either like Derek Lee or a Paul Konerko, and they get interviewed pregame, postgame.
Yeah.
And the person doing the interview says, and for joining us, so-and-so is going to receive a $500 gift certificate to this restaurant and a flat-screen TV. Don't you think these guys have enough stuff already? Why don't they donate it to a charitable cause instead of getting their house filled with more stuff that they don't need?
Well, Bill, that's a good beef, but let's think about it. It must be that these players, even though, like you say, they're making $2 million, $5 million, $10 million, hell, $25 million, A-Rod, 20, they probably won't come on unless they get a trinket from the local jewelry guy.
Well, I think that's horrible, Murph. I really do.
All right, I like your angle. You're going to go visit my friends at Brown's. Hang on, okay, Bill?
Thanks, Murph.
Hey, try out the gourmet chicken sandwiches. It's unbelievable. Who doesn't want bacon on their chicken, huh? Tommy from Dubuque, Iowa. Hello, Tommy.
Hi, Murph. How are you, buddy?
Fine. Hey, I don't want to put pressure on you. You're my final beefer of the day. Give me all you got.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, Murph. You remember when the Cubs acquired Mercer in '77?
Well, I sure do. It was a trade. In fact, Fred Mitchell wrote about it in the Chicago Tribune today. It was the a Bill Madlock deal, correct?
Yep, that's right. And my whole thing, Murph, I know he was only with the Cubs for about 2.5 years, but at the time that was big news. And with his passing for GN, the only mention of it was Brenly talking about it with Piniella for a couple seconds during leadoff man on Sunday's game. And I just thought, they could have pulled some stock footage, had a little memorial, showed, a few highlights of him with the Cubs.
You know what? This is hard for us to believe. They don't have stock footage. Companies like Channel 9 and CBS probably being no exception. Back in those days, they saved nothing because of the expense of having some videotape. They reused it day after day. So there is really probably nothing of Mercer. But let me ask you this. Do you really think of Bobby Mercer as a great Cubs I know he's a great guy. I heard Hawk talk about him. I heard the Yankees brass talk about him. Brenly talk about him. He's supposed to be one of the greatest, gentlemen of all time, a tragic passing. But as a Cub fan, do you really think of Bobby Mercer like in Cubs history very much? I really don't.
Well, I'll say this, Murph. I know when Rod Beck passed away here a couple of years ago.
Good point.
They talked more about him than they did with Bobby Mercer, and it almost seems like if you're a fan before 1998, you're crap out of luck.
Well, that's it. You know what? They're catering to a certain demographic, all media, including our station. We'd be no exception to that rule either. Hey, Tom, do you ever get into Chicago from Dubuque?
Oh, I'll be there next month. My brother lives in Bloomingdale.
Oh, we'll take him over to visit my friends at Brown's, all right?
Hey, thanks a lot, Murph.
All right, Tommy, you know this. It tastes better. I'll tell you this also. For your insurance needs, my guy Vuk for insurance. Jeff Vukovich, Murph's nationwide insurance agent of the year. Vuk is on your side. I saw his TV commercial during the ball game. Vuk looking good.
Thanks for participating in What's Your Beef. Join Murph for another edition of What's Your Beef. What's Your Beef has been brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering. All winners of the Mike Murphy Show are only eligible to win prizes once in a 60-day period.